London's crime map looks nothing like what the tourism board shows you. While they're selling you red buses and Big Ben, there are postcodes where even the police patrol in pairs, where moped gangs operate with military precision, and where stopping at the wrong petrol station after dark can end very badly. This isn't speculation. These are zones where Section 60 stop and search orders get renewed every fortnight, where locals have their own rules for staying safe, and where your phone is gone before you even realize someone's beside you. We're breaking down 10 London areas that function under a different set of rules. If you're moving here, visiting, or just trying to understand what's actually happening beyond the glossy Instagram posts, you need to hear this. Some of these zones sit minutes from million-pound properties. That's how fast London changes. Peckham sits in southeast London with a reputation that precedes it by decades. But the old reputation and the current reality are two different things. Knife crime incidents in Southwark Borough, where Peckham sits, reached over 1,800 recorded offences in the last reporting year. That puts it in the top tier of London boroughs for blade violence. The concentration around Peckham itself is particularly acute after dark, specifically around the estates near Rye Lane. The moped crime here follows a pattern. 2 riders, no plates. They circle areas near cash points and outside off licenses. They're not random. They watch people withdraw money, they follow you 3 streets over, then they're gone in under 15 seconds. TfL bus drivers on certain routes have reported being threatened when refusing to open doors outside designated stops. That should tell you something about who controls movement in certain areas after 10 p.m. A mate of mine stopped at the Shell garage on Old Kent Road, just on Peckham's border, around midnight last year. Engine running, paying inside. Came back out to find his passenger window smashed, laptop bag gone from the back seat. CCTV caught 2 figures on foot, faces covered, in and out in the time it took him to tap his card. The station staff told him it happens twice a week minimum. They've stopped keeping count. If you're driving through Peckham at night, do not stop at petrol stations near the main road junctions. Pay at pump only. Never leave the vehicle. Keep doors locked, even while filling. The estates around Consort Road and Sumner Road are particularly active after dark. Locals know which shortcuts to avoid. If you don't know them, stay on main roads where the CCTV actually works. Tottenham sits in North London, and the statistics here don't soften the reality. Haringey Borough records over 2,000 knife crime incidents annually. Tottenham accounts for a disproportionate share. The area around Tottenham Hale and the estates near Broadwater Farm have seen repeated Section 60 orders, the legal power that lets police stop and search without needing reasonable grounds. When those orders keep getting renewed, it's because the violence hasn't stopped. Moped-enabled crime here is surgical. They target people leaving the retail park near Tottenham Hale Station. You've just bought something expensive, you're walking to your car, they're already watching. Phones, bags, watches. They hit during rush hour when traffic is thick enough that they can weave through, but cars can't follow. The grab happens at red lights. You're stopped, window down, they reach in. Horn blaring behind you won't help because they're already gone. There's a BP garage on 4th Street that locals call a honeypot. It's well lit, it looks safe, it sits on a main road. But the exit puts you directly onto a side street with 0 CCTV coverage for about 200 meters. Last November, a driver stopped to fill up just after 11 p.m. Paid inside, walked back out. 3 lads, faces covered, blocked him from getting in his car, demanded phone and wallet. He handed them over. They still punched him twice before leaving on foot toward the estate behind the station. He reported it. Police took a statement. Nothing came of it. Survival here means planning your fuel stops before dark. Use garages inside retail parks during operating hours. Or go further into Enfield where the demographics shift. Don't wear visible jewelry. Don't use your phone while walking, even in daylight. The youth here clock expensive items from across the street. And if someone approaches you aggressively, give them what they want immediately. The stabbing statistics exist because people hesitated. Brixton in South London carries name recognition worldwide, but not for reasons the council advertises. Lambeth Borough sees upwards of 1,600 knife crime incidents per year. Brixton, Stockwell, and the surrounding areas concentrate much of that figure. The market brings tourists during the day. After dark, the streets around Cold Harbour Lane and Angeltown Estate operate differently. The moped gangs here have evolved. They don't just snatch. They'll box in vehicles at junctions, smash windows, take whatever's visible, and disappear into the estate road networks where police vehicles can't follow at speed. There's been a spike in phone thefts on electric bikes too. Silent approach, gone before you process what happened. The TfL data shows multiple assaults on buses along the 35 and 45 routes after 9 p.m. Drivers now keep their cabs locked between stops on certain sections. Brixton has a Texaco station on Brixton Road that looks entirely normal. Busy during the day, decent lighting, right on a main route. But there's a reason why regulars fill up elsewhere. The station sits near an alley that connects directly to an estate. Last April, a woman stopped there around 10:30 p.m. Two men approached while she was filling, demanded her bag. She refused. They grabbed it anyway. She held on. One of them pulled a blade. She let go. They walked, not ran, back into the alley. Station staff saw the whole thing on camera. Police arrived 40 minutes later. If you're in Brixton after dark, plan your route to avoid stopping. The Sainsbury's petrol station near Camberwell is better covered. Keep valuables out of sight. That means phones, bags, anything. Walk facing traffic so mopeds can't approach from behind. The advice sounds paranoid until you're the one getting followed for 3 blocks. Locals here don't make eye contact with groups loitering near shop fronts. There's a reason for that. These first 3 zones share a pattern: high knife crime, organized moped gangs, and petrol stations that become hunting grounds after dark. The pattern continues north into Edmonton, where the A406 North Circular becomes a buffer zone that tourists never cross. Enfield Borough logs over 900 knife crime incidents annually, and Edmonton Green concentrates a disproportionate share. The shopping center acts as a daytime anchor, but the surrounding estates, Alma, Bridport House, and the towers along 4th Street, shift entirely after sunset. The youth crews here operate with a level of organization that surprised even local police. They use younger lookouts, sometimes 12 or 13 years old, positioned at key junctions. When police roll through, messages go out on group chats within seconds. By the time officers arrive, the street's empty. The Shell garage on Hartford Road sits right on the edge of this zone. Bright lights, 24-hour operation, main road visibility. It looks safe, but the layout works against you. The pumps face away from the kiosk, and there's a walkway behind the station that connects directly to the Alma estate. Last summer, a courier stopped there around midnight to refuel his van. Paid, walked back out. 2 lads on a moped pulled in. Not for petrol, just circling. He got back in his van, locked the doors. They smashed his passenger window with something metal, grabbed his delivery bag from the seat, and were gone before he could react. The entire incident took 11 seconds. CCTV caught it. Nothing came of it. If you're driving through Edmonton, plan your stops carefully. The Tesco Extra on Glover Drive has better security. Keep doors locked while refueling. Don't leave anything visible on seats, not bags, not phones, not even empty packaging. The crews here can tell from across the forecourt whether your vehicle is worth the risk. And if you're walking, stay on Hartford Road itself. The side streets, particularly anything east toward the estates, are not navigable after dark without local knowledge. Tottenham sits directly south, and the statistics there make Edmonton look mild. Haringey Borough exceeds 1,400 knife crime incidents per year. Tottenham Hale, Northumberland Park, and the areas around White Hart Lane Station concentrate the worst of it. The riots of 2011 started here for a reason. The underlying conditions, poverty, unemployment, distrust of police, never got addressed. They just got worse. The gangs operating out of Broadwater Farm and the surrounding estates have been embedded for decades. These are not opportunistic street crews. These are organized groups with hierarchies, territories, and enforcement mechanisms that would impress a corporate structure. The violence here is not random. It is purposeful. Moped-enabled crime in Tottenham evolved past phone snatching years ago. They now target commercial vehicles, especially couriers and delivery drivers. The method is consistent. Box the vehicle in at a red light, smash the window, take whatever's inside, disappear into estate road networks where pursuit is near impossible. The BP station on High Road near the Hale looks entirely standard. Well-lit, busy junction, decent foot traffic during the day. But after 10 p.m., that station becomes a different environment. There's no attendant outside. The kiosk sits behind reinforced glass, and the petrol pumps are positioned, so your back faces the street while you're filling. Last October, a taxi driver stopped there just after 11. 2 mopeds pulled up while he was mid-refuel. One blocked his door. The other rider approached, demanded his cash bag. He handed it over. They still kicked his wing mirror off before leaving. He reported it. Police took details. He never heard back. Tottenham requires a different level of awareness. If you must stop, use the Sainsbury's on Brantwood Road, or go further west toward Wood Green. Never stop on High Road after dark. Keep your phone out of sight. That means pockets, not hands. Don't wear anything that signals value, watches, chains, branded clothing. The youth here are proficient at reading targets from distance, and if you're approached, comply immediately. The knife crime numbers exist because people thought they could talk their way out. They couldn't. Hackney sits east, straddling the border between gentrified coffee culture and entrenched street violence. The borough records over 1,300 knife crimes annually. Hackney Central, Homerton, and the areas around the Pembury estate see the bulk. The contrast here is jarring. You can walk from an artisan bakery to a Section 60 zone in under 5 minutes. The moped gangs in Hackney have refined their tactics to near-surgical precision. They scout targets on foot first, usually in pairs. One watches, one moves. If you're on your phone at a bus stop, they clock it. If you're wearing anything expensive, they note it. Then the moped arrives, often minutes later, and the grab happens so fast most victims don't process it until the bike is already gone. The Esso station on Morning Lane sits right in the middle of this operational zone. It looks fine during daylight. After 9 p.m., the surrounding streets empty out fast, and the station becomes isolated despite being on a main road. Last December, a woman stopped there around 10:30, paid inside, walked back to her car. A moped pulled in. Rider stayed on. Passenger dismounted. He walked directly to her, demanded her bag. She froze. He grabbed it off her shoulder, and they left. Station staff watched through the window. Police arrived eventually. She never got her belongings back. Hackney survival means situational awareness at all times. Use the Tesco on Mornin, G Lane or the Shell on Well Street. Both have better sightlines. Walk against traffic flow so mopeds can't approach from behind unnoticed. Don't use your phone while moving, even in daylight. And if you're driving, keep windows up and doors locked at every stop. The crews here operate with a level of boldness that suggests they know enforcement is minimal. They are correct. Lewisham is a massive hub, but being connected comes with a price. This borough is clocking over 1,500 knife crimes a year. Most of the madness happens right on the high street or deep in the estates toward Catford. The moped crews here know the shortcuts like the back of their hand. They hop on the pavement, hit you near the shopping center, and vanish into the back alleys before the feds even get the call. The Tesco garage on Lewisham Road is a proper dodge spot after 11 p.m. Just last month, a delivery driver got boxed in by 2 bikes. They didn't want his money. They took his bike and his phone and left him stranded. If you're around Lewisham at night, don't hang around the station and stay away from the dark side streets toward Ladywell. The cameras are useless and the lighting is non-existent. Newham was supposed to be all shiny and new after the Olympics, but Stratford's glass towers are just a cover. This place is heavy, with over 2,100 violent crimes last year. While the tourists are shopping at Westfield, the real drama is going down in Canning Town and Custom House. Section 60s happen here almost every week. The gangs in Newham are experts at carjacking near the A13. They wait for a nice car to stop at the lights, smash the window, and yank the driver out. The Shell Garage near Canning Town Station is a place you simply do not go to refuel after dark. It's a high-speed exit. Mopeds can hit the dual carriageway and be miles away in seconds. In Newham, your car isn't a safe box. It's a target. Keep your doors locked and don't stop for anyone. Stockwell is right next to Brixton, and it's just as active. There's a massive amount of moped robberies happening here daily. The area between the Lansdowne and Stockwell Park estates is a no-go if you don't live there. Most of the stabbings are about postcode wars, but innocent people get caught in the middle all the time. The crews here are aggressive. They don't just snatch your phone on the street. They'll follow you right into your building or the lift. The petrol stations on South Lambeth Road are bait. Moped riders circle the pumps looking for anyone distracted by their phone while pumping gas. If you're in Stockwell after 10 p.m., walk fast, keep your phone in your pocket, and don't stop moving until you see the bright lights of Vauxhall. If you want to talk about the most dangerous spot on this list, we have to talk about Camberwell. This is the end of the road. Forget the art students and the fancy coffee. Camberwell Green is a war zone after dark. Southwark has some of the highest numbers for serious youth violence in the city, and Camberwell is the epicenter. The gangs here have zero fear. They'll ride mopeds straight onto the pavement to snatch bags and phones from people standing right outside busy pubs. The BP on Camberwell New Road is a total red zone. It's the most dangerous forecourt in the area. It sits perfectly for a getaway into the Elmington estate, and people have been held at knife point for their keys while the pump was still in the car. In Camberwell, you don't walk home at 2 a.m. You don't even walk through the green. You get an Uber or you stay where you are. The risk here isn't a joke. It's the reality of the streets. London remains one of the greatest cities in the world, but greatness does not mean safety everywhere. Know where you are, know what the risks are, and make decisions accordingly. The statistics do not lie. The locals who avoid certain areas after dark are not being paranoid. They are being smart. Follow their lead. London has another side. Don't be the one who finds out too late. Subscribe to stay ahead of the streets. Stay alert.